Shockblade. This is a chair that comes in at 21 pounds. This is the newest suspension chair from Colors. We basically have taken our razor blade frame and actually mounted suspension of it. So it's kind of nice to create a variation. We've basically incorporated the same exact characteristics. The front seat height and the rear seat height need to be determined because this frame is going to be fixed. Any kind of changing as far as up or down on this, you would have to change the rear component as far as the rear wheel goes and also the front caster. The unique thing about this thing is what Colors has basically done is we took our original suspension that we found on the Boeing and we were able to chunk out parts of the actual aluminum that go onto the axle plate to kind of lighten it up a little bit. So not only do you got like more of a sleeker looking frame, you have a little bit of a lighter suspension also. Quite frankly, the suspension ride, it doesn't really equal to anything else that's out there. It's far superior due to the fact that when you're rolling over the cracks and the crevices, your body doesn't suck it up when you've actually got suspension. On any other rigid frame chair, your body will suck that up, which will actually cause fatigue, cause spasticity, and quite frankly, it just will tire a person out pushing from point A to point B. Because the suspension bolted on here and the effect that the actual suspension has will basically decrease that. It might be a little bit heavier than most chairs out there, but the features and benefits that you'll get from this basically will outweigh what the weight basically does for it. On this actual frame, what we've actually done is, instead of us tapering normally down at the front footrest right in here, which would be a standard 3-inch taper, we've opted, just like the razor blade, to go on ahead and do the tapering up at the front. So now a 15-inch wide chair is going to appear like a 12-inch wide chair coming at you. It's going to look like a lot more smaller width of a frame, which ultimately I think will give you a narrower appearance as you're rolling onto somebody. Center of gravity adjustability is also going to be available on this particular chair. You're going to be able to take this rear housing, the rear suspension housing I should say, and move it forward or backwards. So you can increase or decrease the actual tip on this particular frame. Another thing we've done with the actual backrest too is to give you a depth adjustability, not to mention the angle adjustability. This actual backrest can be angled with the patient inside the actual chair by just loosening up these two screws right here around the circular disc. With the patient in the chair, any RTS, any physical therapist can back that off with them in it, realign it to the back angle that they want, retighten it, and you've achieved the position that they want. Other custom features that are available on the actual Shockblade are going to be a custom diagonal measurement. If you wanted to duplicate somebody's frame that they're currently sitting in and basically give them the actual advantage of the suspension and the feel of the Shockblade, what you'll end up doing is doing a diagonal measurement. You'll take the dimension that basically meets the backrest to the actual frame and do a diagonal measurement all the way to the front of the footrest. This will allow us to duplicate the customer's existing frame, so therefore we can deliver exactly what they're already used to, but now with suspension underneath them. Other things that are available on this are going to be the inside footrest. You can actually customize this. Standard on these actual frames, the L frame, the Shockblade, razor blade, are going to be an actual 3-inch taper. If you need to change the inside foot clearance on this, it is customizable. So it needs to be determined at the time of the actual order because there is no adjustability in that end of it. So those are the features on the actual Shockblade. Enjoy.